Tag and Brag Nation, what's up? It's your boy David.
This is Dino.
And we are here with the first annual ever recorded weekly question and answer session with Team Tag and Brag. I just want to thank you guys personally because we had some awesome questions fly in this week.
They really were good.
They were good. It was tough to figure out which ones we were going to put in, which ones we weren't.
Laughed at a lot of them.
So we put them all in anyway, and what we're going to do, we said we were going to answer 3 to 5. We're actually probably going to answer 8 to 10 questions, and then we're going to throw your names back in a hat. We're going to draw a couple names at the end to win a free Tag and Brag Blue Rag, so you can be representing like your boys.
These are pretty sweet.
Let's get right to it, Dino. Let's get right to it. I want to draw the first one.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
He's feeling it.
The first question comes from Carol Sweeps of Facebook. This is actually pretty funny. What do you guys really do?
Wow.
Carol,
That's a...
don't hate.
No, Carol, that's a great question. Dave and I actually have our own production business. We do photography and videography for a lot of things outside of hunting and fishing, not just hunting and fishing, although we started filming hunts.
Our passion for filming started in the outdoor world. We started filming probably 9 to 10 years ago now. We had a little Sony camcorder around our neck, sitting in a tree stand, freezing our butts off, trying to think that we were going to get on the outdoor channel someday. But
We started a business out of it. All right, question number 2. That was a good one. That was a good one.
that was good.
This one's coming
Don't
in
look,
hot.
man.
I was trying to look. This question comes in from Brett. Is it Bakalik?
Bakalik.
From Facebook. What do I have to do to slay bucks with you guys?
Brett,
I
man,
never saw that
call
one,
us
but
up,
that's a
man.
good
We'll come out
question.
and hunt with you. I don't know, leave us a message. Drop us an invite. We'll come film some stuff.
Or if you film some stuff,
send it our way.
send it our way. We
Maybe
want to see it.
Maybe we can get you on Tag and Brag TV.
That would be awesome.
I know a guy. This one comes from Carol Sweeps. Again? Do we already have that one?
Yeah.
Wow, third one, Carol. 2 out of 3. Good job. Facebook. How did you pick your name? That's an awesome question too, man. We're 3 for 3 right now. How did we pick our name? Tag and Brag.
That's a good question.
Actually, the name came about. Dean and I are creating a social network for hunters and fishermen with connected phone apps, and we started this business back in when we were in both going to Ohio State, probably 4 or 5 years ago.
2010.
2010, and the name kind of transpired because we're all about, the trophies in the eye of the beholder. You don't need a big buck, you don't need a big fish to brag about it. We personally feel like everybody should brag about their fishing and hunting experiences, whether good, bad, ugly, indifferent, whatever it is.
No harvest, catch, no catch.
So that's kind of where the name came from. You tag it, you brag it, even if you don't tag it, we still want to see you brag about it.
It's really tagging the memory, if you will, that we kind of value. It's not really the animal, it's not literal.
It's tagging the memory and bragging about it.
That's the point.
And if you want to use brag as a
Show it.
bad term, then maybe you don't belong here anymore.
Yeah, don't be negative. We're just trying to have some fun.
It's all about positive attitudes and positive energy.
Feel the flow, Happy.
Feel it.
Circular. Goes up and down and around.
That's pretty good.
All right. The next question comes in from Amel.
Amel.
From Instagram. What is the weirdest thing you have ever done and why?
Oh, jeez. We shouldn't be answering this question right now.
I don't even know if I could
answer that.
There's a lot.
Weirdest thing you've done and why. Quickest thing that comes to my head is me riding our Yamaha Rhino down our street in a blizzard, 3 feet of snow, naked. Unfortunately, true story. For $50, I was a poor college kid at the time. Next question.
Needed some gas money. Yeah, I don't even need to go.
Yeah, we don't need to go into that.
Because that's
Next question comes from Jackson Kirby on Facebook. Why do hunters not share deer meat with their awesome cousins in Florida? Jackson, man, it's good to hear from you, man.
How you doing, Jackson?
I've seen those fishing pictures on Facebook. They look real good.
Yeah, I don't have a fillet in the mail anywhere.
Yeah,
and I don't heard of dry ice.
Yeah, I don't have an invite either. I'd love to do some Florida fishing. That'd be sweet.
Alrighty, this one comes in from Brian Kirby from Facebook. Are they related?
Maybe.
No, they're not.
No, they're not related.
Why don't deer like me?
Why don't they like me either?
Yeah, I don't think they like anybody.
They don't like
They really
me.
don't like us.
No, they don't like us, especially this past year.
At
The
least big
ones
bucks
do.
don't.
Yeah.
They hate us.
Hey, they're master survivors, Brian.
That's what they do for
That's
a
why
living.
that's why they call it hunting and not shopping.
That's correct.
We ain't no women. I ain't carrying no purse. That's a good question, though. All right, this one comes from Colin Kulka of Instagram. How do you set up a stand with a cameraman? That is a good question.
How do you set up a stand with a cameraman? Well, ideally, Colin, we like the cameraman to be, 4 to 5 feet above the hunter and on the right, the shooting side.
Over your shooting shoulder,
That's ideal just because, when they're communicating back and forth, the hunter and the cameraman and wherever the animal is, you can just, it's easy just to get the best shots from there, get clearance of the hunter, which is the most important thing, and be able to, if you're over his right shoulder, you can easily look and talk to each other to, tell when you're on the animal.
I mean, that's a good question that, maybe we can make a longer video about because there's so many variables that go into it.
This next question comes in from our good buddy Cody Klingensmith from Facebook.
What up, Cody?
When is the best time to hunt matured bucks and why? That's a great question, and that you can answer that 1,000 ways too.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people would say all year. I mean, a lot of people would say during the rut.
Yeah, I think a majority of your hunters, especially people that don't have a lot of time to hunt, if you're going to hunt, if you're going to pick your time to hunt, the best time to be in the woods is going to be, in that November peak of the rut period because you got a chance to get lucky. For Dean and myself, we spend all year patterning these deer. For us, we've kind of transitioned that. We like that first week of the season, we typically hit it hard. Honestly, trail cameras have done a lot for us over the past 5 to 10 years because they allow you to hunt the bucks that are huntable. And what I mean by that is when you're getting pictures of a deer, especially a mature buck, in daylight, you have to capitalize on that right now.
The gist of it is the first week of the season, which we're fortunate we hunt in Ohio. The season opens the last Saturday in September. It's that first week, and you can get them on their tail end of their summer pattern, and then they're transitioning. We go up to North Dakota. That season opens last Friday in August. So we got a couple weeks there to get them on their summer patterns, which is awesome because they're doing consistent things. And depending on where you hunt, it could be the last week of the season too, where they're just starting to come back into that pattern. They need food. The pressure's off from hunting.
Next question. Here we go. This one comes from Lynn Hannig off of Instagram. What is the estimated amount of venison cutlets you've eaten in your entire lives?
Have you ever had a venison cutlet, Lynn? Well, when you make a batch,
you have 4 to 5, and that's like the first round. And then you always go back for a sandwich, which is another 1 or 2, and
before you go
later.
to sleep or something.
But then usually there's a couple cutlets left over for the next day. So another 2 to 3 the next day. I mean,
you're up to about 10 a batch.
Right. When we were at Ohio State, we had 6 roommates, and we used to make cookie sheets. Cookie sheets of 50 to 60 would get wiped out in a night.
Oh yeah, there was no left over the next day.
No.
No, literally thousands.
Yeah, maybe hundreds of thousands.
You got to think, you do that how many times a year? 20 to 30, 20?
Yeah, easily.
20 times a year?
Easily.
I mean, holy crap. Yeah, thousands.
Thousands.
I would say I probably had close to 10,000 venison cutlets in my lifetime. This question comes in from Kelly from Instagram. What is your most memorable hunt?
Most memorable hunt. Wow.
Try to answer that in 30 seconds.
Try to answer that in 30 seconds. Kelly, that's a tough one. Honestly, my most memorable hunts probably goes back to my first buck that I killed with a bow. I can remember every second of that day. I remember shooting him. I remember tracking him. My dad literally was like a jackrabbit tracking this thing through the woods. I couldn't even keep up with him. He was 10 times more excited than I was, and I was on cloud 9. And then when we finally found the deer, he squeezed me like a grizzly bear squeezing a salmon. I thought my insides were going to pop out. It was but sharing that moment with him, the guy that brought us up hunting, I mean, nothing beats that.
I know.
And, he shot a deer on the same day, so that made it even better.
Playing off of that, it's funny because I wasn't there.
You weren't there for that one.
And my first buck I shot with a shotgun, actually, was with just me and my dad. We weren't actually hunting together, but he was hunting a couple hundred yards away from me. It was a rainy day. I was sitting till like noon. He was going to get out.
It was opening day.
It was opening day. He was going to sit until, actually, we were going to get out and get lunch, and he wanted me to, don't remember if he wanted me to do a little push for him or he wanted me to move so he could do a little push for me. And I said, you know, I'm going to stay here. Why don't you do this other push for me around this way? I don't want to move. So he ended up doing that, and he pushed me like 9 deer, and this 8-point ran right to me, shot at me, actually died right under my tree. It was insane. Literally right under the tree. But, you know, my dad was already walking to me, so he was at my tree within 5 minutes, and just to see, I was going crazy. He was more excited than I was, though, which was nuts. I mean, he literally climbed up my ladder, grabbed my gun from me, like freaking wanted to carry me down the tree. The deer's right there. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. So just, like David said, sharing that moment with him, that was my first deer. It was just, you know, there's nothing better. You can't write the script.
It's tough to beat that. I mean, when you got somebody to share it with, especially the person that got you started, it's pretty special. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more. One more?
Yeah, one more sounds good to me.
All right, one more. Kyle Delabay. I don't know. Instagram. Kyle, I apologize. I'm really bad with pronunciation, apparently. How long have you been hunting and fishing, and what is your favorite animal to hunt or fish? Great question, Kyle.
Well, Dave's 27, I'm 25. We've been hunting since we were literally
Tykes.
4 to 6, going with my dad and my uncle. They were yanking us up in the trees, sitting us on the platform in between their legs in freezing cold weather. We were probably driving them nuts. We did that until we were 10 to 12 years old, when we actually started hunting with a weapon. I think we kind of share the same thing. Our favorite animal to hunt is a white-tailed deer. I mean, we've been doing
bow hunting whitetails.
Sorry,
Obsessed.
bow hunting a white-tailed deer.
Obsessed.
There's nothing better than it. I mean, if you're gonna hunt something for the rest of your life, that's what we would take.
Yeah.
Right.
As far as fishing goes, not as big of a fisherman as I am a hunter. The woods is my sanity. It's my place. If I had to pick, as far as like a species to fish, I would be down in the Florida Keys. I would be fishing tarpon off of the 7 Mile Bridge with Captain Brad Picarello out of the Outlaw.
Really doesn't get more intense.
It does not get more intense than that. First and foremost, we cannot thank you guys enough for tuning in. We can't thank you enough for sending all of your questions. We thoroughly enjoyed reading through all your questions, and hopefully you enjoyed our answers, at least for this week. What we're going to do is we're going to put all the questions that we answered back in a hat. We're going to pick a couple names to get a free Hoorag. Let's pick a couple names, Dean. Pick a couple names.
You want me to do it?
Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Not that one. No, pick that one.
Oh, I already dropped that.
Oh.
Why'd you tell me not that one? The first Hoorag goes to Brian Kirby from Facebook.
Brian Kirby, thanks for your question,
You got
my
one of
brother.
these sweet bad boys coming your way.
Yep, here you go, Brian.
There it goes. The next one, you gonna tell me which one to pick again?
No, not that one.
The next one goes to Carol Sweeps, also from Facebook. Both
Carol,
of them had awesome questions.
Thank you guys for your awesome questions. We can't thank you enough.
Enjoy that Hoorag.
Enjoy the Hoorag. Keep you warm. Keep you comfortable. Keep you tagging and bragging, right?
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what we do. You guys, thank you. We cannot thank you enough. Tag and Brag Nation. We will see you right back here next Tuesday. Start commenting on this video with more questions. Let's dial it up another notch next Tuesday.
They were awesome.
We'll see you later.